2, Memento is here and it is top tier in my hands. Let me show you how I could quickly import a Memento deck list from master.meta.com. We'll go to top decks page, new cards, Memento. We have Master 1 with some notes. I'm gonna click on a tournament here. I'm gonna scroll on down to share, go to Master Duel. And now what we could do while it's importing, we can click on the little button right here and it's going to be right there. Copy from linked deck list, right? Load this up. And now we have our deck. Is this exactly what I am going to be playing? Well, now that we have the deck list here, I will be making some changes. I chose to cut the deck down to 40 cards, maintained the super polymerization within the deck. I also added in Griffin. Now, what makes Memento a great deck? Most notably, the deck has now received Creation King. On summon, it can send 3 Memento cards from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and it has the quick effect on either player's turn. You can destroy as many Memento monsters as you control to then destroy an equal amount of cards the opponent controls. Back row monster does not matter. If you're playing against Blue Eyes, Pop, or True Light, that is a great play with this card. We also gained another great way to fusion summon through the Sleepy. It could special summon from the hand during either player's turn after one of your monsters have been destroyed. In on summon, you then trigger the effect of fusion summon. The deck also gained more hand trap resilience. If they disrupt your plays, you could chain Goblin Biker Breakout to tribute your monster, summon from the deck a Goblin, and then make plays from there. Why do I play Anaconda? Well, if you get Droll and Lockbirded, it can be difficult to search for your Memento fusion. So if you instead go into an Anaconda under the Droll, send the Memento fusion from your deck to the graveyard, you could use a graveyard to fusion summon, and then you at least get to end on something like your Creation King, which we already talked about, has the quick effect to pop multiple cards on the field. Now, our main boss monster, the Combined Creation, if your opponent activates anything during either player's turn, this will trigger to summon a monster from your hand or grave. What's great about that is it could summon your Creation King from the graveyard. Also, when you're able to attack, if this is the only monster you control, you can attack in every single body on the field, and with the Engrave Bone Party, you could banish it to give your Combined Creation the ability to inflict piercing battle damage. Also, as a normal part of your combos, you will be summoning the Acheron, which will give you the ability to attack directly with both your Creation King and your Combined Creation for an exact 8,000 damage direct over all of their monsters. Normally, during the opponent's turn, we're going to have the Memento Fusion ready in our back row to summon something like a Guardian Chimera to pop multiple cards in the field, or we could summon a Creation King if we're getting heavily disrupted. Also, we'll normally have a Mace in our hand during the opponent's turn, which could be used to take control of an opponent's monster during their main phase. Also, there are multiple ways to pop your Horned Dragon during the opponent's turn, triggering its effect to destroy up to 2 cards the opponent controls while you destroy one of your own. A huge benefit of this deck is how difficult it is to defeat within one turn, because you have cards like your Field Spell triggering during the opponent's turn, summoning a body onto the field. We have Acheron summoning onto the field. You have Gaddock summoning onto the field. You have Sleepy summoning onto the field, triggering a fusion summon. And then you also have a Giant Combined Creation also summoning another body onto the field, with all of it leading into you being able to one-turn kill on the very next turn. Another great benefit of this deck is how easy it is to go into a Dark, and then into a Selene, Reborn your Anguish, and then go into an Access Code Talker, wipe up all of their back row cards, and then lethal alongside a Combined Creation or your Creation King. The deck could very easily summon an Apollo USA, where instead with your Selene going into the Access Code Talker, you could just Reborn and go straight into a double negate Apollo. You will frequently also be ending your turn with a Little Knight on the field, which could give you some resilience against an opposing Nibiru, trying to tribute off your Combined Creation. Also, what I've been enjoying a lot is Nightmare Griffin. You will see this in the gameplay. None of the opponent's special summon monsters will be able to activate their effects. Overall, I've had a lot of fun playing this deck, and you will too. We have a Darkblade play plus a follow-up Memento Fusion. We have Hand Trap Resilience with our Call by the Grave. Let's see what is good. Darkblade doesn't activate on summon unless we're popping back row. Let's wipe ourselves out to summon from the deck our Anguish. Now, we already just checked for a ton of hand traps here. As we're now going to be searching our deck, this will be the Droll and Lockbird check. Check it, and we are good. Let's come forth and summon our horse. With our horse being here, we are top tier. Let's pop our horse. And with the horse getting popped, let's see. We do not have to worry about pretty much anything. We're going to be sending a Sleepy. We want to send a Mace, and we're going to send a Goblin. We'll send the Gaddock later. So here we can see there's no Maxi, no Ash, no Imperb, no Fualos, no Droll, no Veiler, no Bestial, but there could be a Nibiru, so we want to be careful about that. Let's Reborn the mace. Now, this is where you would be searching for your fusion spell, which is only activatable to use the graveyard if a monster is destroyed this turn that we possess. So we're gonna grab a Bone Party instead. Get the Bone Party, and now we could fuse into our Creation King. Let's return back. We don't need the horse. We don't need the Dark Blade. We could return the mace back into the deck. Come forth. You want to put the Creation King in the left, middle, or right zone here. On summon, we're going to activate to send from the deck. We want a Creation King, we want an Acheron, and we want a Gaddock. Now with the Creation King in graveyard, first we're going to trigger the Gaddock. We're going to grab back the Sleepy. All right, Gaddock, trigger, and let's grab the Sleepy to our hand. And now if a card is destroyed, we're going to be triggering the Acheron in grave. Let's use the Engrave Creation King to grab our Memento Field Spell. Very nice. And we're going to use the Memento Field Spell comboed up with the Twin Dragon. Let's special summon the Sleepy. On summon, it will trigger to fuse it up. And with our fusion summon play, we're going to summon a twin. We're going to pretend like we don't have the creation combined in the hand so you can get a better idea of how this play goes. Let's summon the Twin Dragon. And then we got some big triggers here. We're going to summon 3 bodies. We're going to pop the twin. And we're going to be reborning. So we're going to add from our deck to our hand. We're going to grab a Horn Dragon. And then we grab a combined creation. Since we already have it, we're going to grab a mace. So the mace is extra here. And let's now trigger everything. Twin Dragon's going to reborn something smaller, Acheron's going to reborn itself, and the field spell actually is the one that reborns something smaller. The twin's going to be level 6 or lower. Off of these reborns, we're going to grab a goblin, and what else? Let's reborn the goblin, and we could reborn the Anguish also. So let's get the Acheron. And let's get Anguish out. Anguish is here. We are top tier. And then I am going to be going into a cross sheep. Let's cross sheep it up. I'm going to use the Goblin and the Acheron. With our cross sheep and the Memento Anguish, we are going to be making our plays. Let's summon to where the cross sheep's pointing to. Trigger the cross sheep. And with the cross sheep, we're going to be reborning the goblin back onto the field. Now we have 1 spell in the graveyard, 1 spell on the field. We're going to use goblin to pop itself. And I'm counting the spells because we want another spell in grave. We're going to send a Dark Blade, and we're going to be sending a Memento Fusion. Very good. And now we could do is we could go into a Selene Navidad. Selene it up. Pop an Acheron is good to grab back the banished spell. We're going to go into with our Selene. Let's gain our 3 counters. Let's reborn back onto the field. 1, 2, 3. Onto the field, our Anguish will be coming back. And now we are going to be going into a Little Knight. We're going to use the Anguish and the Horned for our Little Knight. Summoned right here. And then we're going to go into our... I think we should Bone Party. Should we Bone Party? If we Bone Party, we could then reset. Yeah, we could reset. It's fine. We're going to Bone Party pop the Combined Creation. With the Combined getting popped, we're going to select a card to be summoning onto the field. We're going to summon the horse onto the field. And we're going to discard a card from our hand. What do we want to discard? We're going to go into a Nightmare Griffin. 1, 2. We're going to be recycling with the field spell also. The Nightmare Griffin. We're going to discard away. Maybe the Call by the Grave's not going to be that big of a deal. Let's get rid of the mace. Extra card, extra draw. Let's recycle the Memento Fusion in grave. Also draw a card. Yes, draw a card from the deck. Another called by. Okay, and let's not activate anything in grave here. We don't have to. We skipped out on, hold on, let's return 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Yep, that's all. 5 with the Dark Blade. Make sure it's where the Griffin's pointing to so it could activate during the opponent's turn. Perfect. And we'll talk about this field in a second. I'm just worried my opponent's going to surrender. So I'm just like, please don't surrender. Do not surrender. I shouldn't click the graves because that's stalling now. Oh my goodness. Set. I don't know about you, but I feel like the game's been lagging a ton for me lately. Let's trigger the field spell and then let's get talking. Let's hit the Bone Party. Come on. Perfect. All right. Any special summon monster that's not pointing to a link monster is not activatable. Cannot do so. No special summon monsters whatsoever. We're going to hit him with a Max C, and we do have the ability to pop multiple cards in the field. We could steal a monster, potentially. The Little Knight's going to chain banish. We have Memento Fusion, which could go into a form of disruption. He's fingering our Max C. That's perfectly fine. That will then allow us to resolve the Memento Combined Creation if we want to. I don't think we want to summon though because it won't be pointing to anything. So we're actually going to wait on the summon. We want to use it once we Little Knight. So we're going to Little Knight first, banish something, or if we use the Creation King. So we need the Creation King or the Little Knight to leave the field. That unicorn cannot activate, so who cares? Okay, I'll wait. Not a problem. Sharon is going to be making a play. I'll just wait. Whatever you fuse into is not going to be activatable if you have anything to fuse into. Okay, let's go. Whatever you summon cannot activate. Literally no activations. I feel like I should still finger you. To keep this duel fair, how about I don't finger you? Deal? No finger on the Sharon. Let's keep a nice, fair, and clean duel. Use it up. Look, he's gonna try to summon the extra monster zone probably, thinking it will activate. It's not gonna activate. It ain't working, mate. You're gonna summon a kick Cal and it just can't do anything. What did I say? It's just in the extra monster zone. Oh, well, why are my cards not working? What the heck? Can't activate the Kick Cal, can't activate the Unicorn. Nothing is activatable for you. Sure. Well, now, battle phase. If he goes to battle, do we really care? I guess we have to protect the Griffin, taking out the Unicorn. Little Knight, guess what? You are not pointing to anything, so your Little Knight cannot activate. Come on, man. Why are my cards not working? They're broken. What the? You fool. We are hit with the Maxi. All right, great. So I think instead of going to the Dark Blade summon from the deck, we're going to Mace it up. Mace, search for the Fusion spell, and then I think we literally just pass. Just grab Fusion spell, pass, and we'll make plays on their turn. It does feel bad to be setting both of these impermanences. It does make us susceptible to a board breaker. The Acheron will trigger to reborn itself back in the field after we summon a Twin Dragon. And we have double imperms, and we have some protection and good follow-up. We got the follow-up. Follow it up. We could also go into a Creation King. So set up with the Diablo Star. We could hold off on the impermanence if he wants to be setting up. Maybe we're gonna be popping it. Let's find out. Let's see. Original Sinful. Okay, let's start popping off. Let's Memento Fusion. No response. Ooh, Max freaking C. Well, oh my goodness. I guess that's... What are we doing now? What the? Twin Dragon, grab a Sheeple. We'd be special summoning like 1, 2, 3, like 4 times here. I'll put ourselves in attack position, and we should definitely be destroying ourselves. And then maybe we'll special summon the Sheeple during the battle phase. That would be the play. We'll just imperm what the original Sinfuls. So let's grab from our deck to our hand. We're gonna grab the Sheeple, and with the Sheeple, we're gonna be fusing with the Gaddock maybe. Gaddock, grab a card back for a further follow-up play. That could be the way. So we'll special summon Sleepy whenever. Acheron also triggering, also Twin Dragon triggering. We could Twin Dragon, discard to pop the original Sinful, actually. It's a lot of special summoning, but we, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll discard the Gaddock. So with that in mind, we should not have searched for Gaddock. Call by the Grave, fingering the Twin Dragon. So, okay, now the Gaddock was actually a good search if you're going to finger the Twin. Or is he fingering the Acheron? What is the play? Because Dark Blade on summon will discard Gaddock to pop the original Sinful. Okay, so we can't pop the original Sinful. And you did deny yourself from drawing a card here. That is worth noting at least. At minimum, as we're now going to Acheron. When Acheron gets destroyed, we'll add back the fusion. I think so. So we're going to be waiting. When it gets destroyed, that is. So we are not going to be using Sleepy. We don't want to give them draw 2 cards as Sleepy summons and then fuses. But we do have a Creation King play. Jet Synchron, discard. Okay, we don't have to worry about potentially a Borreload Savage Dragon here. No level 8 Synchro is going to be that big of a deal. Send, as well imperm whatever he summons. Yep, so hold the Sleepy for the battle phase. We don't want to give them too much juice in main phase 1, and then an imperm on that is great. Now, when you imperm an Ash, what you have to worry about is, do they have a way to reborn it back with, let's say, a Promethean Princess? Well, looking at their field, they could Hida, steal a fire monster from our graveyard if we have one. We do not. No fire. Hida, steal a fire, go into Promethean, then reborn. He does not have that active play. He still has a normal summon. Now he's going into a potential Little Knight play, and we just have to allow it. Honestly, Okay, Oak on summon. Reborn onto the field. We're going to imperm, negate the Oak. So again, he does not have a way to summon from the deck here. And I think on Promethean Princess, I just have to bite the bullet. I'm going to have to give him double draw to pop Promethean. We want him to commit. So we're going to give him a draw 2 to dodge the Promethean Reborn from the deck play. If he sends Promethean plus Ash to summon, okay, go in Masquerena first. Before he Prometheans, maybe we don't have to give him a draw 2. We just let him summon the Flameburge. Is he going to have a way to get it in graveyard? He needs another body on the field. If he summons Flameburge, it doesn't seem like too big of a deal. Now, if he has another card, now I can't pop Promethean because of Masquerena anyway. So it's not even an option to summon, then pop it with the Creation King, which would be resulting in them drawing 2. So let's think about it. Think about it. Oak is here. Send Promethean, summon Flameburge, push the Acheron into the back row. And, that's okay. Sure. I will probably just not Sleepy at all. I think we should just chill. We don't want to give a draw 2. Pot of Greed is not a good idea, okay? Acheron only triggerable if destroyed by card effect. Card effect destruction. We don't want them to draw 2. Sleepy on normal summon can fuse. It could be our normal summon play if we need to. And now he's going to go into Flameburge. So Flameburge plus Promethean, he's going to have a single form of disruption, nothing else. Poplar. Okay, instead of Flameburge, he is going to be going for Divine Temple, Snake-Eyed Diablo Star, summon Snake-Eyed Diablo Star. He could, if he's playing Necroquip a Princess, end on a Caesar potentially. Caesar it up. I'm just going to toggle this off because we're not doing this. There's no way. There's nothing he could do to make me want to do it. Flameburge. So when I summon, trigger Flameburge summon. Sure. Plus Link Karibo. Interesting. Well, I think we played this well, considering we were back-to-back under Max freaking C. Max C. Semi-limited, but he's got both. No Doom Dragon to trigger? Holy moly, how are you not playing Doom Dragon, you mad lad? Doom Dragon was the way. Dark Blade on summon. It will trigger to summon the Flameburge. He will not be able to do anything crazy. The Sleepy will be activatable. He can't deny us from activating Sleepy. So let's Dark Blade on summon. Let's discard the Gaddock, which is not going to be triggering on discard. We're going to be popping if we pop Divine Temple, it's still going to be the higher chain link to summon the Flameburge, and Flameburge will then summon the Oak. So we're going to go for the Oak instead of the Flameburge, Divine Temple play. He did not want to summon Oak to dodge its destruction. That's fine. And he cannot deny us from making Dark Blade plays. Say goodbye. We have Memento Fusion in graveyard. We're going to pop ourselves. On summon, he could Promethean Princess, so we want to summon something that will trigger on summon. On summon, we're going to trigger. We also have the Acheron Reborning. If he destroys the Acheron, it will add a card, engrave or banish back to our hand. He is not going to Promethean Princess. Perfect. Could activate the effect so that we can attack directly, potentially. Deck to our hand. We're going to grab the Horse. Now, ideally, I can get him to Promethean Princess so I could summon my combined creation and possibly go for game. I also want to get rid of that Link Karibo, which could reduce our combined creation to 0. Do we have anything in graveyard worth reborning? If we reborn the Gaddock, we could reborn the Mace. Let's reborn Mace, pop in the Acheron, and what's going to happen is this could be a Promethean Princess play to stop my Mace from searching for a Bone Party. Now we have our engraved Memento Fusion back to our hand. Perfect. Where's your Promethean at, boy? What you doing? No Promethean. Let's Mace it up. Mace grab Bone Party, yes. Mace for the Bone Party. Pop the Mace. Unfortunately, we don't have a good trigger here. Sleepy would be a good trigger, but we do not want to get Sleepy out yet. We're going to save the Sleepy. Let's now whip out the Horse. This is actually a decent Promethean Princess pop. It would stop me from sending up to 3 cards from my deck to the graveyard. Probably just going to be sending 2, though. Are you going to Promethean? You Promethean will chain Bone Party pop. No. Wow, he's holding. Big hold, big hold. Tatsunogo. Let's go. And what we're going to do is we're going to send a Goblin plus an Anguish. We're just filling up the graveyard. Nothing too crazy. Just fill it up. Fill it up. And now we're ready to use our Memento Fusion. We can deny Promethean Princess from being summoned onto the field if we care. We'll talk about that when we come across that. So we're going to be returning the Mace, the Horse. So here's Mace, and we already did the Horse. and a Dark Blade. We got too many Dark Blades. Come forth. Now, surely, he is going to be using his effect now. Activate. If he tries to pop it, I think I'm just going to take out the Linkuriboh. And then I think we're just going to have game potentially. What do we want to do? Promethean Princess. I choose you. We can't activate the effects of creation in the same chain. That is kind of awkward. We could chain Bone Party at least. Thinking like, why am I not able to get poppin'? So it's actually a really good idea to potentially wipe out Creation King early if you have, let's say, an Ogre. You could stop it from disrupting you. So we're going to be selecting one card to summon from the deck onto the field. And that is going to be, I think, a Goblin would be a good card to summon. To the field we go. Yes. And so now he's got Promethean Princess, which is going to be 1,300 damage for my combined creation. We're going to send from the deck to the graveyard. We already have a Creation King in grave. So the 3 cards we want to send, we're going to send a horse. We'll send the combined creation, and we'll just get another Dark Blade engrave. Sure. We can pop the combined creation to reborn back onto the field our Creation King, so that Sleepy could still go into a Twin Dragon, possibly the play. So we have how much damage here? We have 23... 63 lethal damage over Oak. Yeah, we got super game. It reborns, it's even more damage. So I'll just get rid of the Linkuriboh and then attack for game. What do we have to get rid of ourselves? We can Access Code Talker, banish itself, pop the Linkuriboh for game. You want to see that? Okay, we're going to Access Code Talker to destroy Linkuriboh, and then we're going to go for game. How does that sound? That sounds great. So to make an efficient Access Code Talker, we can Dark, steal a monster. Let's go. We're going all the way. Let's do it. Come forth. Dark, steal their dark monster. Could have been Masquerina, and then we could have skipped the Celine Nabida. But I want to show you if we don't get lucky and have a Link 2 to steal. So we have Celine here. Come on. We need Anguish in the graveyard, which we do have. 1, 2, 3 at least. Plenty. You didn't even have to use Sleepy. Let's go, let's go. He has no idea what we're doing. Question is, do you know what I'm doing? Outside of the Access Code Talker self-pop. Why am I popping myself? Well, you're going to see. This is the way. The funniest way to lethal damage of this deck. Let's not even boost. All right, let's banish ourselves, take out the Linkuriboh, and then we win. How do we win? Let's summon. Combined creation. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Loving it. We could even Sleepy for an additional attack in the battle phase. Come forth. 5,000 attack. Absolute insanity. We're gonna Bone Party. I don't want to tell you what it does yet. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right, let's go. I don't want him to know. So let's take out the Poplar. Okay, he's like, oh, okay, whatever. 4,800 life. This is fine. This is fine. We don't want him to surrender. No surrender. Okay, I'm gonna go in onto the Promethean Princess. Ooh, okay. All right, I got 2 defense positions monsters. Lethal damage. Let's go. No, Linkuriboh. It's okay, it's okay. Linkuriboh is no good. It cannot reduce. Bruh, I'm not activating. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's go, let's go. On to you for game. Lethal damage. Holy moly, we got piercing battle damage and attack everything on the field with the combined creation. Ain't no way. I am loving it. Yeah, buddy. Now, what would we have done if he were to have correctly used Linkuriboh at the start of the battle phase? Well, the answer is we would be able to trigger the combined creation during the battle phase at the start of it before our declared attack to reborn from engrave our Creation King, and then Creation King can pop itself plus the Linkuriboh, and then we have the same exact play of attacking every single monster on the field as long as the combined creation is the only body on the field for game. Max freaking C. Okay, well, we're gonna have to lean on our Super Poly for this game. We can at least get the effect of Anguish here. See if they want to waste any more hand traps potentially on us. Let's see. I think it will be best to just grab the Sleepy and see if maybe that plus the Super Poly will be good enough to protect us. Yeah, I'm not going to commit further under that Max C. No further draw for you. Monster in our possession has to be destroyed by card effects. Ariana. So we have a slower deck. This is fine. So the Ariana, we could turn it into a Mood Dragon to give us targeting protection for any potential plays we want to make. That would be good to play around and impermanence. So we'll be thinking about that. Also, Darkblade on summon could discard a card to pop a back row card. We're going to be dealing with something activatable right away. If he activates his big welcome, we may chain Super Poly so that the Lovely does not come out. We could avoid the Lovely from recycling that big welcome. That would be ideal. So get him to activate it first. Set another back row first. Sure. Okay. Gives him the option of summoning a Lady to make it untargetable. So I would say this is the moment we could Super Poly this, and he's going to be forced into going into Lady, then return Lady, then resummon Lady back in the field. I think I am okay with that. Otherwise, Lovely comes out, activates to pop a card from our hand or on the field, and that would actually just trigger the Sleepy. So you know what? I changed my mind. If he wants to trigger my Sleepy, then allow him to do so. Any monster has to be destroyed by card effect that we control or in the hand, and we're good. And that's all we have. And if we flip up the Super Poly, he's definitely going to be popping a monster in the hand, as long as he does not pop the Sleepy. But if he pops Sleepy, it's actually okay. I could send a Gaddock, then return Sleepy back to the hand. So this is perfect. Just make sure to Super Poly. Otherwise, he will not be destroying. We'll discard a card here. Anguish is a bit redundant. We could Darkblade into an Anguish if needed. Now, of course, hopefully not under a Max C. Otherwise, the Anguish itself would be better. Let's fuse it up, up. And now we are ready to fuse with the Sleepy. Fuse into either a Creation King or a Twin Dragon. Yup, there we go. So this is going to be during any part of the turn, even during the end phase. So we're just going to wait. Wait it out. Wait till the end phase, and then we're going to summon that Sleepy and get fusing. All right. So we want to think what we want to send here into the main phase. So we're in the end phase now. Let's Sleepy it up. It's going to be ideal that we go for a creation to destroy a back row at least. Yup. I think so. This is the play. Fuse it all away. Come to me. Boy, did Super Poly work out. On summon, we got the effect of the Creation King. So we could pop both back row cards here. To pop both, we're going to want to send a Gaddock. We're going to want to send the Acheron so that it will trigger off of popping the Gaddock to reborn itself back in the field. And we could get into the graveyard the Creation King to make plays from there, yes? Creation, or I could send the Fusion to pop the Acheron with on our next turn. That'll actually be a good play. All right, Gaddock, get ready, come forth, and let's wipe away all of their back row cards. Huge play. Love it. So let's grab from the graveyard back to our hand. We can grab a Darkblade here. Darkblade into Anguish, all that nonsense. And let's wipe them up. Holy moly, this was good. Creation King, one, another card, another. It just like that, 2 for 2. Impulse, holy moly. We got rid of the Welcome Labyrinth also. Acheron is here. Acheron, it just triggers on summon to make level 9 or higher's attack direct, so we don't care about that. But it's outside the battle phase, so not activatable. And just like that, say goodbye. Playing around the Max C, clapping up the back row, outplaying the lovely Labyrinth. Yes, we have Darkblade plus a Goblin Biker breakout to play right through any disruptions here. On summon, the field has been lit. That could be a Max C, an Imperm, a Fool Loss, a Veiler. Let's see what it is. Activate the Darkblade. I'm going to keep this up so we can pay attention. It is a Pirellia. What? What? Max C. Okay, he's checking for my Ash Blossom or a Call by the Grave. And you know what? I'm going to play right through it. I'm going to allow him to draw as much as he wants. We're going to pretend like that did not happen. And maybe it'll be a cool way to see how he could play through a ton of disruption with Memento. We got Anguish, add from the deck. Our horse. Ideally, Anguish is not negated or off the field because it does have a secondary effect. We're going to summon the horse. Horse will pop itself. We're going to send 3 cards from the deck to the graveyard here. You only send 3 if the Anguish could reborn the Mace. Otherwise, you'll send the Gaddock and the Sleepy. But since we have the Mace reborn effect of Anguish, we're going to go for that. Anguish is going to reborn the Mace, and the Mace will give us access to our fusion spell. Reborn, and now we are going to be going into our fusion spell to fuse with the grave. We're going to be going into our Creation King, which will chain breakout to dodge any form of disruption. Return the blade. the horse, and return back the mace. Let's summon you over here. Ideal for a potential cross sheep play. If we don't get ashed, we're good. Nothing. Like, why are you just got nothing in your hand or what? So we want Acheron, Gaddock, and the Creation King. What you send does change depending on your hand and what's in the grave. We're going to Gaddock on Reborn, add back the engraved Sleepy Sheeple, and then we're going to use the Creation King to search for the field spell that we sent from the extra deck to the graveyard. Very important that you use the one that's not properly summoned in case you have both in the graveyard for some reason, because we do Reborn the Creation King back in the field. Now that we have the field spell set up, we are going to special summon the Sleepy. Sleepy is here. Look at that. Draw 2. Holy moly. We're going to be fusing into the twin. We're going to use the Gaddock on field plus the in-hand Darkblade, the extra mat, as we now whip out the twin. This is a big one. This is going to summon 3 bodies. Oh, you got something? You finally got something? No way. You finally... Oh, you got the Ash Blossom. Ain't no way. Okay, that's fine. Do we chain something? We do not. That's fine. Perfectly fine. So adding 2 cards from our deck has just been negated. So we're going to instead add just 1. Add 1 with the Memento Fusion. We're going to pop the Twin Dragon, and we're going to grab a Bone Party. This will start triggering. We're going to be triggering the Acheron to grab back the Fusion spell, trigger the Twin to Reborn the Goblin, and we're going to trigger the Memento Field spell to Reborn. I guess, honestly, it doesn't even matter with the other Reborn. It's just another body on the field. The Anguish can be okay. Anguish, we do want a Goblin. Goblin here. Where's the Goblin? There's the Goblin. Gob it up. And then the Acheron. Perfect. 23 cards left in the deck. We're going to Goblin pop the Acheron to send 2 cards in the deck to the grave and add back the Fusion spell. We're going to send a Combined Creation, and another card we would want to send to the grave could be another Memento Fusion. Acheron trigger, grab back the Banished Fusion, not the Fusion we just sent to the graveyard. We have 1 spell in grave. So what we want to do here is we now want to be whipping out a cross sheep. So we're going to use the Goblin and the Anguish for a cross sheep. And then we're going to Bone Party pop the sheep. Pop the sheep. Summon from the deck. We can get the Horned Dragon into circulation here. Normally this would be added to the hand. So we're going to summon this to where the sheep is pointing to. And there's a reason why we have 2 spells in the graveyard. We have the Sleepy trigger and the cross sheep. We're going to chain link block the cross sheep. We're going to Reborn the Anguish. It has to be the Anguish. Sleepy's going to send from the deck a card, which will be our, one of our horses. We have 3 horses in the deck. And then the sheep brings out the Anguish. Now, because we sent the earlier Fusion spell, we can now go into a Celine Navidad because we have a spell on the field and 2 spells in the grave. So she's going to perfectly have 3 counters on her. Perfect. Perfect triple counter. Activate. 1, 2, 3. Unless you negate. You what, mate? Oh... Ogre, you what, mate? Okay, I was going to be making a Griffin. I guess I can't Griffin you now. Okay, fine, you got me on the Celine. Now, what can we do from that? We could summon our Combined Creation and then pass. What I could do is I could Little Knight first, then Combined Creation to play around in Nibiru. You think he's got Nibiru? Because ideally, I don't want to. I could end with a Combined Creation plus this current field. We could pop multiple cards. I think a Little Knight is going to be better, though. It's going to be safer. Little safer. Why not? Little Knight. And then we are going to be summoning the Combined Creation to guarantee it sticks to the field through any form of disruption. We're going to return back the Twin. We want to keep the Creation King in graveyard. Return back the horse. Turn back the Goblin, the Darkblade, the Anguish Kid Search. This can be add back. We're going to send back the Gaddock. Okay, now we are going to set. Keep the Breakout in hand for the Super Polymerization. He's only got 19 cards in his hand. Surely he should be able to beat us, right? All right, let's go. Nibiru, Little Knight, stop Nibiru. And then Nibiru doesn't even summon. Wow. I feel like he was maybe thinking about Nibiruing. There was a thought. And he's like, oh crap, there's a Little Knight. So he didn't want to embarrass himself. And now the Pirelli effect happens, where he randomly loses a bunch of cards in his hand. Now, most of you got to be thinking, what? Yeah, but you didn't think there was a downside? If you control more than 6 cards than I control, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Oh my, he's returning. It's randomly returning. Oh no, all your card advantage. You only have 13 cards in your hand now. How unfair. All right, let's see. We got plays. We got plays for days. We're gonna keep it all surprise. We're gonna wait until he makes the plays. Okay. Card we control is destroyed. We could then use the graveyard. Okay, for our fusion summon, we could super poly, we have imperm negate, little knight banish. There is a Fenrir. Fenrir is here. I don't think we have the luxury to use cards early. We're gonna wait. Could only fuse within the battle phase though. Maybe we just imperm the Fenrir in the battle phase if he wants to be crazy. What are we worried about? If he attacks, he banishes combine. If he goes to battle phase, then we welcome that. That is called I live for another turn. So why would I care? Okay, I live for another turn. We live another day. Fenrir, if you, he passed on the activation of Fenrir. That's interesting. We don't want a Bone Party pop. We don't want to fuse our combined and Fenrir. We just allow it. Okay, the dude's scared of combined. Interesting. So did Little Knight just give me another turn? Guaranteed. Fenrir search. I don't know if I want to be negating you. Grab a unicorn. This triggers. We reborn. Triggers the Fenrir. I think I'll wait. I am not in a hurry. We're gonna wait it out. Wait it out. I don't want to have to imperm the Fenrir. Combined. So why we need combined? Do we need combined? All right, now we may want to respond to that. That is a potential response. It's gonna banish from his deck and banish 3 cards off the top of our deck. I think I'll wait again. I'll wait again. What's the fear? What are we worried about? We're waiting. We are waiting. I don't want him summoning other Kashtira's in the hand, so I'm just gonna chill. We are chilling. I can now super poly his Fenrir and the Scareclaw Kashtira. So I think we do want to take him up on that offer. Yes, sirree. Rise Heart's in the field so we can't summon Unicorn. So we're gonna trigger our combined and we're gonna fuse before the Fenrir uses its effect here. I am activating. We're gonna fuse it up. Rise Heart's blocking any other cards that could be summoned. Bro, you need more draws from your deck. Just pick your whole deck up at this point. Super poly. Use away the Fenrir and the Kashtira. So we still have impermanence. It's going to be a move. Wait, they're both psychic, so it's gotta be the Garura. Garura is here. And we can summon the combined creation onto the field here, or I could go into an Anguish to Mace Steel. Activate Steel. The reason I didn't reborn the Creation King is because I think I'm just going to make it. Going to grab a Mace. Now ready to steal monster. Ready to yoink. Your monster will be mine. Theosis. Theosis. If I steal, it does nothing. I could just steal the newly summoned monster. Okay, I'm gonna yoink that. Thank you. That unicorn's now mine. We don't want to get a free birth for you. Call to the grave, fingering my mace. Did I destroy a card yet? I did not. But if I chain Memento Fusion, then Bone Party, then I destroyed, then I could use the graveyard to dodge the Call by the Grave. Unless he ashes the Bone Party. Uh-oh. Wait, destroyed? Destroyed by card effects. So he did destroy by battle my Little Knight. That does not count. So I need the Bone Party to destroy for the effect of Memento Fusion to use the grave. I can't use the grave unless the Bone Party goes through on a higher chain link. Come on, what are you thinking? What you thinking? You like finger it again? He probably thinks I'm gonna use the grave. He's probably wondering, he probably assumes that. So if he chains the called by, another called by, double finger on Mace. Come on. I only have 30 seconds on my clock. So what we would want to do, creation, add Sleepy. We could reborn the Horn. We could use the Memento. All right, come on, Bone Party pop. Double the finger. Unfreaking believable. Okay, double fingering my Mace. That is wild. 2 fingers on 1 Mace. What the hell are you doing? I'm gonna select a card to summon onto the field. We're gonna grab back the Sleepy. Let's fuse up into you. We're gonna use you, and you. So we can now pop multiple cards on the field. Did I keep Horn in the graveyard, right? I kept Horn. Negated. Horn did not get, I did shuffle Horn back. Okay, that's fine. Look at my hand. We have Acheron, Gaddock, add back. We have send from the deck to the grave. We could send the Horn. We're gonna add the Sleepy, send from the deck. Then we can pop 4 cards on the field. Crazy. Gonna let the Unicorn take a look. We're gonna be sending. Add the Sleepy. Okay, be careful. All right. Look at my extra deck. We're gonna wait for the activation of the birth to summon to pop. And we're gonna pop everything but one card. We don't want him summoning from the hand. Any more cached heroes. Okay, birth, 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 birth. Activates. I'll even allow him to additional normal summon, that's fine. When he tries to reborn the thing, we're gonna have to pop 1, 2, 3 cards of the additional summons. Gaddock, Akiron, and the Creation King is what we're gonna have to do. We have to reborn the Horn, then we have Sleepy, Twin, pop Horn, pop 2 cards on the field. We still have Imperm, Rise Heart, Banish Theosis, add back Fenrir, Ogre, Fenrir in the graveyard. Yeah, it is in the grave. Okay, come on, come on, focus. 1, 2, 3, Dark Guard. That's gonna be an Imperm. Imperm, Imperm, all right. Negate. Birth pop, birth pop, birth pop, pop herself, summon. Gotta pop 2 cards though. I gotta let the birth just go through. It's fine. I need to pop at least 2 cards. Still has a normal summon. I'll just pop the Fenrir whenever I want. Yeah, I can't pop now. I can't open up his... I don't want him to summon for free. Fenrir. Okay, pop, 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 pop. 7 Tachyon. What are you searching for? Aw, Fossil Dyna. Okay, I hope you summon it. What? What? Oh my goodness. We're actually doing it. We're actually doing it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. No more, no more, no more. I gotta say no to everything. I gotta say no. I gotta say no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. 60 seconds. Okay. Woo, we almost timed out. No timing out. No timing out. No timeout today. That is not the way. We're gonna use the Memento Fusion. Let's pop our card. Let's draw a card, yeah? Grab the Bone Party, and let's trigger you. 5 or lower, okay. Don't mind if I do. You have a Dark Monster in your graveyard. You do. You have a shifter. So we are going to be shifting off of that. We're going to be reborning you. Add. Let's see what we send from the deck to the graveyard here. Imperm, negate, perfect, mate. And then we're going to wipe up your back row cards and we're going for game. We're going to summon the Creation King back onto the field. Let's activate, wipe up our entire field, and then go for game. Holy moly, let's freaking go.